Striding On bases its content on 4 basic principles. Correct posture provides a sound basis for proper running mechanics. After years of watching runners with a critical eye, I've learnt the true value of correct posture. How your hips, upper body and head are positioned will have a big impact on your ability to perform the correct running action. Often poor posture is the primary cause behind running injuries and inefficient style. Arm drive does count. Don't underestimate the importance of your arms as they play a driving role in your running action. The way in which you move your arms can have a positive or negative effect on leg movement. A bigger range of motion around the hip, knee and ankle joint increases speed and efficiency potential. One of the keys to having a great running action is functional flexibility. This ability enables you to perform the correct running action with least resistance throughout that movement. Specific running drills will help you achieve the other 3 principles. The goal of specific running drills is to break down the complete running action into parts and practice those parts. By doing this, we are able to simplify the action and concentrate on it. Ultimately, the parts are brought together into a fluid running style. Let's take a look at the running action. By analysing various parts of the running form and learning how they interact with each other, we can begin to understand what makes a runner faster and more efficient. What I've found with my athletes is if they have a fuller understanding of the running action, they are more likely to train it and maintain it. The complete action involves the upper and lower body. The lower body relates to the stride. There are 3 phases during a complete stride cycle: the drive, recovery, and support. The upper body relates to posture and arm drive. Let's look more closely at each phase. The drive begins once the foot on the ground starts to push back behind the runner's centre of gravity. The drive backward involves the extension of the hip, knee and ankle joints in that order. You'll note the fully extended leg well behind the centre of gravity. Also take note of the position of the hips, slightly tilted forward to allow the rear extension without restricting the opposite leg knee lift. By achieving maximum hip, knee and ankle extension sequentially and smoothly, the runner levers the body forward with greater power. Thus less strides over a given distance. The recovery involves bringing the heel of the foot toward the buttock, then pulling the knee through. You'll see a cocked foot as the heel is being pulled toward the buttock. This helps pull the heel up, reducing the load on the hamstrings. The knee pulls through with the lower leg being horizontal to the ground, keeping the weight closer to the hip, thus easier to control and move faster. The knee continues to drive forward and up while the lower leg swings downward. By shortening the leg, the runner is able to bring it through faster and with less effort than someone with a low heel lift. The support phase occurs when the foot lands on the ground around the runner's centre of gravity. As the foot enters the support phase, it's already moving backward. Depending on the speed of the runner, the foot strike will vary. At high speeds, the foot will land slightly on the outside and from the ball to the midfoot. At slower speeds, the foot lands more toward the rear. The important thing is that no matter what speed, your foot must land under the body's centre of gravity, not in front. The knee flexes on impact. The hip girdle also flexes, but if too excessive will affect the drive leg, hence the importance of a strong posture. These actions provide shock absorption for the runner. By landing the foot under the hips rather than in front, braking forces and impact will be reduced and forward momentum will be maintained. The position of the body from the hips to the head determines correct posture. During straight line running, the posture of the torso should be upright with a slight forward lean. The hips will tilt slightly forward and back to allow the drive and recovery leg freedom of movement. The hips, being the base from which your legs and upper body are attached, need to be stable throughout the stride phase. The neck is in line with the spine and eyes looking ahead and toward the ground. When there is excessive movement around the hip girdle, posture is compromised. The head remains still. The shoulders roll slightly inward with the arm drive, and the torso is square to the direction it's headed. By having a stable hip girdle, tall and still torso, the runner will minimize sideways movement and maximize forward propulsion. The movement of the arms backward and the recovery forward is the arm drive. The arm should be held at about 70 to 90 degrees at the elbow. The fingers are relaxed. The shoulders sit low. Any tension in the hands or shoulders will lead to a tense neck and subsequently movement of the head, which in turn affects posture. The elbow is driven backward as the rear foot drives from the ground. It then springs back to its original position in front of the chest and no higher than shoulder level. The arms move forward slightly toward the centre line of the body, but not across. Using the arms correctly will enhance rhythm and speed, and allow the runner to apply more force to the ground with each step, thus increasing stride.